Let's face it, supplements are a part of most of our daily routines. Whether it's a multivitamin, fish oil, or vitamin D, we all think we're doing something healthy by taking them. But what if I told you there are 11 common mistakes people make with supplements that are super unhealthy? Yeah, taking supplements can be unhealthy if you're doing it wrong. So today, we will break down these mistakes and ensure you're not sabotaging your health while trying to improve it. And before you say, but I can just get everything I need from food, let me hit you with some facts. For instance, it's nearly impossible to get enough vitamin D from food alone unless you're planning on chugging cod liver oil every morning. And no one wants to do that. So let's get started. 1. Timing mistakes. Now, let's talk about timing. You wouldn't drink coffee right before bed, right? Unless you enjoy staring at your ceiling all night. Well, the same logic applies to supplements. Timing matters. I take almost all of my supplements in the morning. Why? Because that's when I need the energy boost. It's like giving my body a head start. I've even changed up my intermittent fasting schedule to have breakfast and a late lunch, skipping dinner. That gives me energy throughout the day and helps me avoid that post dinner sluggishness. But here's a fun fact: electrolytes before bed? Not a good idea. You might think they'll hydrate you, but they can push fluid out of your body, making you more dehydrated. So, if you want to avoid a midnight run to the bathroom, skip the electrolytes. And vitamin D? Some people take it in the morning, others take it at night. It can help you sleep better if you take it before bed. Play around with that one and see what works for you. Also, avoid calcium supplements right before eating. Calcium neutralizes stomach acid, and you need that acid to digest your food properly. Calcium isn't a team player when it comes to digestion. 2. Dosage and overloading mistakes. Now, another mistake, and this one is a doozy, is taking too many supplements at once. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. Once, I decided to do a gallbladder cleanse, which involved taking a bunch of beetroot supplements and washing them down with, wait for it, 12 ounces of olive oil. Yes, 12 ounces. Big mistake. The beetroot supplements got stuck in my esophagus, and I honestly thought I was having a heart attack. Not exactly how I planned to go out. Spoiler alert, I survived, but let's just say I won't be washing pills down with oil again. So here's a tip. Don't try to be a hero by swallowing a handful of pills at once. Space them out, drink plenty of water, and maybe take them with food if that helps. And another big one: don't introduce 10 new supplements at once if you're trying to fix a health problem. If you do that, how will you know which one worked? It's like trying 10 new skincare products at once and wondering which one caused the breakout. Start slow, one supplement at a time. 3. The role of diet. Okay, let's be real for a second. Supplements aren't miracle workers. If your diet is bad, no amount of vitamins is going to fix that. I used to eat way too many carbs and not enough protein, especially at breakfast. Even though I was popping vitamins like candy, I was still tired all the time. Then I added more protein to my meals, and boom, I felt like a new person. So, a lesson learned: supplements support a healthy diet. They don't replace one. If you're eating a lot of processed carbs, you're going to get bloated no matter how many vitamins you take. Your body still needs the basics: protein, fiber, and good fats. Choosing quality supplements. Next up, cheap supplements. Listen, I get it. Saving money is great. But when it comes to supplements, you get what you pay for. Have you ever read the ingredient label on a cheap multivitamin? The first ingredient is often calcium carbonate, which is the stuff they use to make cement. You might as well be eating a brick. That's a joke. Don't eat a brick. A lot of these vitamins are made from petroleum and chemicals. Fun fact: many vitamin companies are owned by chemical companies or big pharma. So they're not exactly sourcing the finest ingredients, especially when it comes to things like antioxidants. The synthetic versions don't work the same way as natural ones. Beta carotene, for example, has been shown in some studies to increase cancer risk when taken in synthetic form. Yikes. But hey, some synthetics are fine, like niacin and biotin. Just make sure you're reading labels and going for natural sources when you can. 5. Drug and supplement interactions. Let's move on to drug interactions. If you're on medication and decide to take supplements that do the same thing, you could be in trouble. Doctors don't love it when your blood pressure meds are working too well because you're also taking a supplement to lower it. You could end up with blood pressure that's too low. Not a great situation. Here's an example. If you're diabetic and taking metformin, you might consider taking berberine, which has similar effects. But don't just stop the metformin, talk to your doctor about lowering the dose. You don't want to mess with your health on your own. And for the love of your gut, if you're on antibiotics, please take probiotics. Antibiotics wipe out your good bacteria, so you need something to help rebuild that. Also, if you're a regular Tylenol user, think about adding milk thistle to your routine. It can help protect your liver from the damage caused by too much acetaminophen. Your liver will thank you. 6. Vitamin and mineral interactions. Here's where things get tricky. Vitamin and mineral interactions. Some vitamins need sidekicks to work properly. Vitamin D, for example, needs magnesium to do its job. No magnesium, no vitamin D action. It's like Batman without Robin, just not as effective. And then there's zinc. Take too much of it for too long, and you could end up with a copper deficiency. These minerals work in pairs, like sodium and potassium. You need balance. If you're taking one mineral in high doses without the others, you might be setting yourself up for problems. So instead of taking one mineral in isolation, try to find a blend that has trace minerals to keep things balanced. 7. Getting reliable advice. Now let's talk about getting advice. Would you take marriage advice from someone who's never been married? No, right? The same goes for supplements. You want advice from people who have real-world experience and know what they're talking about. A lot of people out there will give you their opinion on vitamins based on, well, nothing. And memorizing facts in a textbook is not the same as truly understanding how these nutrients work in your body. So make sure the advice you're getting is backed by real expertise, not just something someone Googled 10 minutes ago. 8. Importance of high doses. Here's another mistake people make: not taking high enough doses of certain vitamins. The recommended daily allowances, RDAs, were created 100 years ago and are the bare minimum to prevent deficiency. But if you're looking to improve your health, you might need higher doses. For example, a lot of people don't get enough vitamin D because of genetic factors. I recently had 20 people get their DNA tested, and guess what? Every single one of them had trouble absorbing vitamin D. So, the solution? Take a little more. The same goes for vitamin B1. The RDA for that is so low, it's laughable. It's not enough to create any real benefit, so don't be afraid to up your dosage. Number 9, special considerations for vegans. If you're vegan, you have some extra challenges when it comes to supplements. You're missing out on some key nutrients that come from animal products, like B12, D3, omega-3 fatty acids, iron, and zinc. Don't worry, though. You can get most of these from supplements. For omega-3s, you can get algae-based sources instead of fish. But make sure you're covering all your bases, or you'll end up deficient, and no one wants that. 10. Vitamin D and dosing. Let's circle back to vitamin D, because this one's important. The RDA for vitamin D is 600 IUs, which is fine for preventing rickets, but if you want optimal health, you need more, around 10,000 IUs per day. Vitamin D doesn't hang around in your system very long, so you must take it daily. And don't worry about toxicity. Research shows that vitamin D toxicity is very rare and most people are deficient. 11. Storing supplements incorrectly. And last but not least, how you store your supplements matters. If you're keeping your vitamins in a hot, humid bathroom cabinet or right next to the stove, you might as well toss them in the trash. Heat, moisture, and light can degrade the quality of your supplements over time, making them way less effective. Here's a tip: keep them in a cool, dry place, like a kitchen cabinet away from the stove or oven. Think of them like little delicate flowers. They need to be treated with care. No one wants to take a supplement that's been cooked by the environment. All right, to recap, timing matters. Cheap supplements are bad news. Your diet still matters, and don't play chemist with drug supplement interactions. And if you're not taking high enough doses of things like vitamin D and B1, you're probably not getting the full benefits. So, what are you going to change about your supplement routine? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more health tips.